Oh.
I can't do you like that, Nikki P. Hey. Hey. TGIF. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the motherfucking show.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
I love that beat.
You know what they saying, though? I know, right? It's sick. I love it. I love it. I love it. We are going to switch it up, though, for a second. You know what I'm saying? We are going to switch it up. I don't want to get any copyright problems with YouTube. It can't be on their bad side, you know?
Not tonight.
Can't be on their bad side. Not tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome. Should I do it? Should I do it for the people?
Yes.
You are now tuned in to the hottest podcast across the land, the hottest podcast across the globe, and definitely, motherfuckers, definitely the hottest podcast on YouTube. Point blank, period. Simple as that. That's how we do. I go by the name of Patient Zero. My beautiful co-host you see here right there, she goes by the name of
Nikki P.
And this is Mixture of Variety, ladies and gentlemen. Get lost in the mix. Get lost in the mix. We put the odd in pod, and we are here every Friday night, 9 p.m. exact.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time, because this is a live stream, and that's just how we do. Nikki P, before we go any further, I got to say thank you guys so much for last week's show, the Halloween show. The Halloween show was a hit. The Halloween show was a hit. We really did have a lot of fun, and I know you guys had a lot of fun too. And yeah, just thank you guys so much, for subscribing. For actually, I'll ask Nikki P. Hey, there you go. That kind of looks cool.
It does look cool, right?
It does look cool. Yeah, we'll have to play around with the lights and the setting and the lighting and whatnot, because after that Halloween show, everybody liked it a lot, and it was eerie. Yeah, right, exactly. We'll just have every week we'll have a different color. That might be cool. But Nikki P, once you get to the show, once you see us live, and once you check out our YouTube channel, Nikki P, what do you have to do, or what do they have to do?
Well, first go on YouTube and type in Mixture of Variety. You could add the podcast, or you cannot add the podcast, and you will see our beautiful faces pop up on the screen. So you are going to subscribe, listen, obviously, yes. Comment, and share.
Absolutely. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. Share it. Share it. Spread it like the D plus delta. The delta plus V. Sorry, I'm like talking in codes, but you know what I'm talking about, because you can't say certain things on the tube. So anyway, I say we get right to it.
All right.
Yes. Nikki P, this is Mixture of Variety, mixture of ideas, variety of topics. And when you bring that all together, it's Mixture of Variety. And like I said already, we put the odd in pod. We truly do. I mean, listen, we talk about a lot of stuff. We could talk about anything from mental health and addiction to having sex with gay, midget, aliens, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my.
What
a show that is.
It's a show that you don't want to miss, because you hear me talking about actually doing it, and it's a very difficult task. So
while you're doing it.
Exactly. They are definitely tiny little midgets, but they're definitely gay, and they're definitely an alien of out of this world. So anyway, Nikki P, breeze through that list. Let's see. This is our highlighted shows.
That's not all we talk about, though.
It's not all we talk about. I wish it was, but that's not all we talk about.
So we also talk about mental illness, mental health, addiction, sobriety, experiences in a halfway house and rehab, LGBT life, relationships, current events and news, sex, hip hop, mindfulness.
Let's take a quick mindfulness breath, if you will. You see this bell right here? When I hit the bell, everybody just take a slow, deep breath. We're going to practice mindfulness. We're going to stay in the moment. And we're going to remind ourselves where our feet are currently planted, which is right now. You with us with you.
We are here.
We're going to take a slow, deep breath. And remember that this moment is all we have. Here we go. Ready? Wow, that felt good.
Much needed. Much
That
needed.
was a deep one.
Yeah.
That's what
That
he
was
said.
a good one.
Mhm.
Also, UFOs and aliens, conspiracy theories, random topics, and so much more. But above all, Patient Zero,
Above all, Nikki P.
positive energy and laughs.
That's it. Positive
Oh
energy and
my.
laughs. Exactly. Exactly. I forgot to mention, or we forgot to mention, that we actually do have an audio show as well. And
Oh,
we are
yes.
live on Podbean now. We're back on Podbean,
Woo!
which is a platform that you can
Golden
listen to a live
beans.
show. The Golden Beans. Make sure you hook us up with some Golden Beans. If you want to catch the live show, that's where you'll go. Right now, we don't have a set schedule. We're going to have a set schedule by probably Monday.
Next week.
Yeah, probably by next week. We'll have it all straightened out. And then you can listen to it live. If you can't listen to it live, it's all good because we are uploaded and distributed to every podcast platform imaginable. Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, we're everywhere. Excuse me. So to find out any updated information or anything going on with the pod,
Yes.
you got to follow us. Where are they going to follow us, Nikki P?
On IG,
Absolutely.
aka Instagram. And what you're
Yes.
going to put in is at Mixture of Variety.
100%.
Very easy.
It is very easy.
Simple.
Yes. Definitely keep it simple. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So, with that being said, we do have a disclaimer, not to scare you off, but we're just letting people know. Some people are mixers. They've been riding with us for a minute now.
Yep.
Some people are brand new. We always have newbies listening to the show, watching the show, I should say. Obviously, we always do because our views are exploding. That's because of you guys. The disclaimer is, if you are hypersensitive or get butt hurt easy, this podcast is definitely not for you.
Nope.
Sick and twisted dark humor, vulgar uncensored language, and politically incorrect conversations are just some of the things.
And fun.
You'll hear on Mixture of Variety, which means listener discretion is definitely advised. Definitely advised.
Huh? Well, back in my day, I can't hear you. Where's my glasses? What? What did you say?
Unreal.
What did I say? Well, I tried to say discretion, but I couldn't say it. Couldn't say it. Sorry, Granny. Yeah, that's Granny. She's also the third co-host of the show. We love her. She's a wild beast. She is out of control.
She's an animal.
She comes to the show all the time. We had a VIP section for her because she has Alzheimer's and dementia. And we just loved her for that reason. And then we found out that she had gang tats and she was smoking drugs and doing all sorts of drugs in the parking lot. She brought in a 3-foot dildo to the show one day, and now she continuously brings it every day. And if it's not a sex show, she is a wild beast. But regardless,
we love her.
Regardless, we truly do love her, because I got to say, the icing on the cake, like if that wasn't enough, what was the icing on the cake, Nikki P?
Well, her 100th birthday landed on our 100th show.
I mean,
and we knew right then and there it was fate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And she's here with us tonight doing the YouTube show. So
in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she'll be asleep soon, but that's the story of Granny. And we truly do love you, Granny. Oh, shit, ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news. And the breaking news comes in the form of a segment that we like to call Mini Holidays. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Mini Holidays. Why? Because every day is a holiday.
You look like a orchestrator. Oh, man. It's the Turtle Kid.
Maybe the Turtle Kid has been missing in action for a while now. I don't know what to say, but if you guys, know of his whereabouts, the actual Turtle Kid, you got to email us at mixtureofvariety@gmail. That's mixtureofvariety@gmail. Yes, we know his name. We're not going to blow up his name right now, but we do know it. So if you know it and you know where his whereabouts, please let us know.
I like turtles.
All right.
So do we.
Nikki P, we have like 4 minutes.
Oh, perfect timing.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. So this is technically our second segment of the show, which are mini holidays. We here at Mixture A variety. Believe every day is a holiday, and we should be grateful and thankful for the things that we do have instead of hateful and resentful for the things we do not have. So, fortunately, there's a list for all of us. So, let's get into it. It is Friday, November 5th, 2021.
It is.
And we'll start it off with American Football Day.
All right. American Football Day. American Football Day.
So
not just football.
Skin one.
Yes. Not just football, like soccer, as they call it.
Yes. Which makes sense. Football. I mean.
Right.
That does make sense.
Exactly, it does. So that's why it's American football. Ladies and gentlemen, it's also Bank Transfer Day.
Woo.
Bank Transfer Day. All right.
I actually celebrated. I transferred money.
Did you? Yeah. All right. See, there you go. Perfect.
It's also Commercial TV Broadcast Day.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
One day the show is going to be on TV, so we'll celebrate it.
We're getting there.
Yep. It's also Fountain Pen Day.
Oh, amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen. That is great.
Patient Zero, it is also Love Your Lawyer Day. So I guess that means me.
Love Your Lawyer Day? I mean, yeah. What kind of love are they talking about?
A hug, maybe?
Oh, just a hug? Oh, that's whack. I want more than that.
Some rimming action.
Nikki P said it, not me. Speaking of rimming action, ladies and gentlemen, it's also National Donut Appreciation Day. National Donut Appreciation Day.
I celebrated. Oh my God.
Hey. All right, there you go. Where'd you celebrate?
My client brought me donuts.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
They were I had one.
Nice.
It is also National Gunpowder Day. Ooh.
All right.
Your gunpowder.
Snort it. Oh, man. I don't know if you want to snort it or not, but either way. Explosives. It shows a picture of explosives, ladies and gentlemen, so that's good. National Jersey Friday.
Ooh. We're not repping.
Jersey Friday. No.
Technically, we're wearing jerseys. Jersey fabric.
All right, I guess then there you go. That'll work. I got my V-neck blouse on,
I see.
My Tiger King shirt.
Getting risky.
Let me tell you, somebody commented that in the comments a couple shows back. I was laughing for days.
Yes.
Just so keep the comments coming. I was really laughing for days because once I looked at it, he was right or she was right.
It is also National Love Your Red Hair Day.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, we're going to end it with a bang. National Medical Science Liaison Awareness and Appreciation Day.
Oh, say that 5 times in a row.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Woo. That is many holidays for Friday, November 5th. Nikki P, we're getting damn good. Do you see the time? Like,
oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
We're getting damn good at this.
Because we have a treat for you, people.
We sure do. Jungle Justin is in the building. Actually, I should say he's back in the building. We're going to introduce him in a second. I'm going to let him introduce himself and talk about himself and what he's about in case you guys don't know. But what I can tell you is that he was on the podcast about a month ago, maybe right? Like a month ago, 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I have no concept of time anymore. I really don't.
Same.
July 4th was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
No, I really don't know.
Now we're turning the clocks back.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, he was on here before. And check it out. He's on here again. He just came through. Wait, let's hold on. Give him an introduction. Round of applause. Oh, there it is. Hey! Jungle Justin in the motherfucking building.
What is up?
There he is. Hey, so that's what you look like, bro. All right, cool.
Yeah,
I was just curious.
right. I got some lights this time.
Yeah, much better, man.
Nice.
The background and all that, nice.
You
I
know,
like that.
COVID's got the hydro bill hurting. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
and
yes,
look, he has
ladies
an
and gentlemen.
alligator. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got. I'm sure he's got a lot to talk about. I'm sure he's got a lot of updated stuff to talk about too. Jungle Justin, I am going to let you introduce yourself. You were on here a couple weeks ago, like I was just saying before you hopped on, but at the same time, you know, there might be people that don't know what you're about. So let people know what you're about.
So I'm Jungle Justin. I'm everybody's favorite wild man. I'm Canadian, which is fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
Fucking
Hey.
Everyone loves Canada.
Absolutely.
Where in Canada are you?
I'm in Ontario right now, but I've
Nice.
lived all over Canada from west to east. So
My family's in Toronto.
yeah, downtown Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, that's Toronto's about 45 minutes south from where I'm living. I'm out in the boonies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to get away from the city.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Too much trouble in the city, so
Fact.
And not as many animals. You
that
know?
too. Well, you'd be surprised, man. Toronto's got some crazy coyote issues going on right now.
Oh, all right.
Really?
Yeah, urban wildlife is a big issue right now all over the world, actually.
Jeez.
They're with COVID, everybody at the beginning in like May 2020, we all locked ourselves in the houses for over 3 months.
Yeah.
So everywhere in Canada, I don't know what it was like in the States completely, but it was literally like a ghost town. I've never seen it in my entire life. And like the air quality went up 90% or something like that, because of people just literally stayed inside. And the wildlife, they were all coming out of hibernation.
Yeah.
And there were no people. So they just kind of moved right into wherever they felt like at that point, right?
Oh,
They're having a blast.
Yeah. No, and
They're
then
like,
we
"No
came back
people?"
and they're like, holy shit, there's people again.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
then
there's
what
all
happens?
there's all kinds of conflict now because
Yeah.
too many animals too close to people.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you were saying last time that a lot of your shows that you were doing, a lot of the live shows, which was mainly your main deal, like where you were getting around and showing people and letting people, informing people of animals and doing what you love to do. But you said because of COVID, obviously, it shut a lot of those shows down. Is it starting to come back now?
No.
Damn.
Wow.
So here in Canada, it's
Trudeau.
a little, yeah.
Mm.
That's a big problem here.
I've heard great things about him.
Oh yeah, he's just so I can't even can't even say something nice about him.
Yeah.
Right.
But so this whole COVID thing, it's kind of been really on and off. So it's like 1 minute they're like, yeah, okay, go ahead. And then all of a sudden it's no events, no nothing, close the stores, only Walmarts and McDonald's allowed. So
yeah,
I don't like the mask thing. I deal with a lot of children when I'm doing live wildlife shows.
Yeah.
Adults pretend like they don't care. They normally end up liking the show better than the kids do. But they're by the end of it, the kids are off at a bouncy castle somewhere. They don't care about anything else. They've already touched everything. They're happy.
Yeah.
And the parents are standing there going, no way. I didn't know they could do that. Wow. And I'm like, see, you guys like it better than the kids do. Don't try to play.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
Now, what animals do you deal with?
So I deal with mostly exotics. So in 2016, I stopped working for the zoos that I was working for. I finished with all the contracts and then went just solo. And I opened a exotic animal rescue in Dundalk, Ontario, which is, I'm going to say, an hour north of Toronto.
Okay.
It's a little bit further north than where I'm at now. But we started an exotic animal rescue in 2016. And in the first 3 years, we rescued and rehomed over 300 animals.
Oh my god.
So there's a lot of
Wow.
That's
there's a lot of
amazing.
exotic pets that people buy,
Yeah.
and they maybe think it was really cool at first, and then it
So
maybe
dumb.
wasn't for them. It's more, some people buy that stuff a lot for the novelty of it, right? Not the fact that they love it. It's just because it's cool. If you see a baby alligator in the pet store and you're like, I can take that home, and people are like, yeah, man, you can take that home. It's like, holy shit, I'm taking an alligator home.
Right.
And then when you get an alligator home, you're like,
I'd be too
what do I
scared.
do with this alligator? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Just
when your
leave it in the
priorities
tub.
start switching. Yeah. No, actually, I have a story. We rescued a tiger. So this young guy, he was like 20, 25,
Okay.
somewhere in between there. And he lived just out in the boonies somewhere. So there was no real bylaws or nothing to keep him from owning this thing. And he got it at an auction, he said, for like $2,000.
What?
Yeah, at some kind of exotic animal auction where he bought this tiger, and it's all legit.
Yeah.
And young guy, no intention of like knowing what to do with a tiger.
Yeah.
But he said he thought it was a good way to get girls home from the bar.
Oh my god.
Damn.
And he's like, it does.
It
And
probably
if you
did
come-
work. Yeah.
Well, if you come
mean,
to
I'd
the
go.
Toronto area and you go on Tinder and you swipe through Tinder, there's pictures of girls with a little tiger cub. And we're pretty sure that that's the tiger, because they're all from this area kind of thing.
What?
Wow.
And it's like, where else would they be taking pictures with baby tigers?
Exactly.
So I think
really.
it worked, but it got 5 months old. It's about the size of a mastiff, right?
Whoa.
So it's a big fucking animal. And it was eating his leather couch. And he called every rescue he could find. He looked and looked and looked. And then he called us up. He found me on Kijiji or something like that.
Okay.
And he said, your ad says that you'll take any exotic pet. And I said, yeah, that's right. And he said, what about a Siberian tiger?
Oh.
And I said,
gorgeous.
absolutely. How old is it? And he froze on the phone. He said, you just said you'd take it? And I said, yeah. And he's like, you know how many of you people I've called? He's like, I've called so many of you guys. And the second I say tiger, they're like, no, we aren't taking that.
Exactly. No way.
But we found him a home way up north there through my network of zoos that I used to work for.
Cool.
So he's in a big pen, living all by himself.
Wow.
The guy I know, he was a big cat guy, and he retired.
All right. Yeah, there you go. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, up in like Gatineau area.
Now, how do the animals like react to you? Do you feel like they get you?
So
Like,
it depends
are you
on
an
the
animal whisperer. Okay.
Yeah, it's all about the energy, right? Isn't it the
Yeah.
energy that you give off? Because
Well,
you seem like a calm, laid back, chill guy. Like, I'm sure the animals appreciate that. You're not just all high strung and be like, get in the cage now.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. You guys remember Steve Irwin? We talked about him last time.
Love him.
He was super high strung, and that's why the animals all reacted so ferociously all the time.
Yeah.
And that was great for television, right? So that's why everybody loved it. That's why people liked watching it. It seemed like it was crazy. And the animals were always reacting. The whole key to working with animals is to do the opposite. You want to keep them as calm as possible. You don't want them, and then people think working with like crocodiles and all these other wild type animals, that you should just not handle them, stay away from them, blah, 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 blah. That just creates danger for you and the animal. Because when you do have to go in there, I mean, if you're keeping an animal, there's a point where you're going to have to do something in and around them at some point.
Yeah.
The better that animal reacts to your presence, the better it is for everybody. So,
Absolutely.
Training the animals is a big part of keeping everything safe, keeping everything good.
That's part of your love. That's part of your love for it and the passion that you have.
Absolutely.
Right. That's the big part of it.
Well, and that's people who get into it and they're not in it for a passion. You can quickly tell after a couple of years of them doing it.
Yeah, sure.
Not the thing for them, right?
Right.
Because you see a lot of kids, they go to school, they do years of university to go to zoology and do all of this stuff, and they think it's going to be this big glamorous job.
Yeah.
And then they get to the zoo and you hand them a shovel and you're like, see all that shit over there? Go shovel that up.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. You changed your mind right away.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, never mind.
They're
I'm
like,
good.
I spent 4 years in university for this.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You did.
Meanwhile, I was a little ghetto kid when I started at the zoo. I didn't have much of an education.
No.
I kind of got lucky. The guy who let me in was a great guy. I think he just kind of saw some potential in me.
Aw. How old were you when you started?
I was actually when I started at the CASA accredited zoo, I would have been 20. I want to say 21, 22, something like that.
Okay.
Or 23. I'm 33 now. But before that, I'd been collecting animals and working with animals my entire life. Anytime I had a chance to touch an animal or work with an animal, I was basically in there.
Yeah.
OSPCA, I'd volunteer for them all the time. That's like our humane society, basically.
Oh, okay.
So I'd volunteer anywhere I could. The town I grew up in, though, there wasn't much. Like, you had to drive an hour to any zoo. So it was like, it was quite hard for me to be able to get stuff like that. So I ended up collecting animals instead. And then I had my own zoo at home for a while. It got to a point where I had somewhere around 100 to 200 animals.
Wow.
In my bedroom. As
like
what
a
did
teenager.
You have?
I had a little bit of everything. Big snakes, lizards, little lizards, big lizards, geckos, iguanas, tortoises. I actually have a tortoise right now. We've downsized quite a bit, so I mean, we only have a couple she's actually right on the other side of the room.
Oh,
I'll
grab her in a minute. Yeah.
Nice.
They're like the mascot of this show. That's why we kind of just got excited right now. The mascot.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And she's super awesome. The only problem with keeping a tortoise is that you need to know what you're going to do with it later.
Because it gets huge.
Well, no, it's going to 100% outlive you.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what you do, it's going to outlive you. Turtles and tortoises, minimum lifespan is 60 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like, even those little tiny, they're like a loony sized turtle that they sell at the pet store.
Yeah.
Those things are going to get to be about the size of a dinner plate, and they're going to live a minimum of 60 years.
Wow.
Pet stores will tell you 5 to 10 years, and they only get about this big, and you can keep them in a bowl. And that's cool.
They'll say that. Yeah, they'll just lie to anybody just to get it out of the store.
Yeah, so long as they sell them, right? That's the biggest goal for them. So.
Yo, I gotta ask you, did you ever make it to Jamaica?
No.
What happened with that? No, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, so that is postponed as of right now.
Okay.
I
kind of figured, but I had to ask.
Yeah, no, it's I have to talk about it anyways because it's like a big deal, right?
Yeah, go for it,
so
bro.
I am not vaccinated, and Trudeau and them are really pushing the mandates on flights. Yeah. If you want to get on a plane or a train, you're going to need to be vaccinated. That's his whole spiel lately. So with that being said, we were ready to book a trip, and then I think he said October he was going to do it, and then they didn't do it. So we postponed it till November. We were like, okay, well, we're going to go. And then he said he was going to do it in November. So now we don't want to spend money on a plane ticket because a lot of these plane companies right now aren't offering refunds if something goes wrong. Because they're all
expensive.
Yeah, and they're all next to broke. They can't afford to refund people, right? So I mean,
true.
And we can't afford a lot of our donations and stuff like that, I raised the money for my flight myself with doing stone and construction and everything else that I do on the side. I can't save that up again. I'm a father of 6. And so if we have to spend that on a plane ticket and then not get it back, that's going to really damage everything, right? So I'm just kind of got that money sitting off to the side, waiting for some more clear skies before we hop on a plane.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
smart. Yeah.
Plus,
That's
there's
good.
a big risk of me not being able to come back. Apparently, it's not so hard to leave. It's hard to get back if you don't have it. So,
yeah, that would be a worst case scenario for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with my kids, right? My kids will be here.
Right.
So.
I mean,
who were you going to Jamaica with?
So my brother.
Oh, nice.
He's coming with me, and I have some family there.
Oh, cool.
But there's a Crocodile Sanctuary down in Jamaica. Right now, crocodiles in Jamaica are they're having a horrible time. With COVID, a lot of people out of work. Crocodile meat is worth quite a bit down there on the black market.
Oh.
Yeah. So they've been hunting them to make up for the fact that they can't work. And I mean, it's not good to hunt them, but I kind of understand where they're coming from. People are starving, right?
Yeah.
And that's not good. So we were going down there to help educate the public, as well as work with the sanctuary. And we've raised money. We have a Patreon page, patreon.com/the Jungle Squad. And actually, your podcast is a member of our Patreon page. I want to say thank you for that. Actually, I should have said thank you right away.
Oh, no doubt, man. No doubt. I love what you're doing,
absolutely.
Bro.
Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
So that money, it's $1 a month to start. You can pick any other tier above that, but $1 a month, most people don't even notice that missing. And all of that goes towards whatever cause we're on.
Okay.
Our first cause was a herd of rhinos in South Africa.
Aww.
So there's 1,800 white rhinos in South Africa that these guys are caring for. They help protect. They feed them when there's no food. They give them water when there's a drought. And they help medically if needed. They have 24-hour medical care and 24-hour armed guard. So all the money that we raised went towards all of that. Aww. And this year alone, they've birthed over 200 baby rhinos.
And the white rhino.
Yeah, the southern white rhino.
Okay.
Yeah, so the northern white rhino is the one that's extinct now.
That's what I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah. And everyone knows that one is unfortunately gone, but the southern white rhino is still around. Nobody talks about it. No, you don't hear about it from any of the mainstream. The mainstream wildlife organizations. You don't hear about the southern white rhino and the help that they need, right?
Not at all. You know, how do you determine, because I'm clueless about this, like how do you determine a fake conservation compared to something that's actually legit?
Okay. So the way I try to do it is any charitable organization that I try to deal with, I make sure that the money being spent is being spent on the ground.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So if I'm going to donate to a cancer society of some kind, I don't donate to like the big cancer society.
No.
I find like a hospice where they're actually caring for cancer patients, like, and the money's going right to that care.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just doing your research. There's no real way to be able to just look at one and be able to tell. I mean,
exactly. That's what I would imagine.
Anybody could be doing anything they want with the money, right?
Absolutely.
Well, like, see,
the way that we prove it
to go
is
to like.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. But I had a question. Like, I'm super interested going to Thailand and going to an elephant sanctuary, but I feel like, again, I want to go to a legit one.
A legit one, yeah. And that's so it's all doing your research, right?
Yeah.
So there's the big one is the WWF. Everybody knows that one. I just right away say, look at the pyramid scheme of it all. Every business is technically a pyramid scheme. There's always the boss, and then other people make less. It's like that's just basically a business. And if the top of the pyramid of a nonprofit organization is making $1 million a year, there's something not okay there.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Like, you look at any big charitable organization, and the CEO is making $1 million a year salary.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What do you need that for?
Yeah,
I really don't get it.
And it seems like, unfortunately, that during this whole pandemic, there's been a lot of those situations happening. It's only let's close all the small businesses, make sure that they lock down and they have to close and they can't provide for their family anymore. But the giants,
they're fine.
They're
big
okay.
box stores, they're absolutely
McDonald's
fine.
and Walmart,
right?
Walmart,
the thing
Target,
I didn't get,
Amazon. Right.
Let's close everything down except for like 4 stores and funnel. Like, my town is, I'm gonna say, like 70,000 people. Okay. And there's one Walmart.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Wow.
And then
Now
you got all the little
everyone's
mom and
going
pop
there.
stores that people go to and they're loyal to. And then all of those closed. So now all 70,000 people in this town are going into the same building, touching the same items. That doesn't make any sense, man. There's no logic to any of that. Let's funnel them. They should have actually put money into the small businesses and let them run for 24 hours a day so that people could go any time of the day and spread ourselves out. So that we're not all at the store at once. Because some people will go at midnight because they don't want to go when there's a bunch of people and so on. But if the government had to put some money into the businesses to let them open 24 hours, would have spread people out, and it wouldn't have spread the virus as much as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I mean, it's all planned out. It's all planned out. You know, from manufacturing the virus to spreading the virus to using fear tactics, scare tactics or whatever to get people to stay in their home and get people petrified, terrified.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all part of the plan. It's moving. It's almost moving in the exact way that it was,
and it's
supposed to.
Super funny. I read this thing, and you know how the information is right now. It's hard to tell what's even what anymore because there's so much fake news. There's so much news that just sounds like it's a movie, but it's probably real. And then, so I read this thing, and it said something about Canada was involved in creating something. The US and their FDA and all of that stuff was involved in funding it. Then China was involved in moving it, and Australia was involved in something else. And those are the 4 worst countries right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds like a crazy conspiracy note when you read it. But it's like you look at the bigger picture and you're like, those are the 4 countries that are really
screwed,
really pushing this right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want it to be true, but
No, man. And
unfortunately,
like, Canada just came out with that unfortunate news about the Native Americans here.
What about?
I don't know if you guys, the United States, I guess you guys don't get a whole lot of Canadian news. We hear all about you guys, but you guys hear nothing about us.
No, we really don't. We really don't. It's like we gotta search for it.
I was in the States once. I was in Buffalo, and I was watching news on a motel TV somewhere, and the weatherman came up, and he's like doing the weather, and it was the United States, but above it was like blue. It was like we didn't exist. I was like, oh, Canada's just not even on their map. Okay.
What the fuck?
But
I've always thought that was fucked up.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked, but I mean, you guys were always the more out there one.
We are.
Yeah.
We just kind of tagged along and went, yeah, we got you back. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right.
But no, the Native American community right now is up big uproar. So they had these schools. I don't know all the details, and I don't want to say the wrong things, but basically, from what I'm gathering, is the government was basically taking these children from the indigenous people off of the reserves, putting them into these schools that were much more like Catholic with nuns, and the churches ran the schools between the church and the government. And they were tearing a bunch of them down over COVID time. And in the tearing down of these things, they've uncovered over 5,000 bodies across the country of Native American children.
Of children.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's shitty.
That's, yeah.
I love
I'm surprised
my Native
that doesn't
Americans.
hit the American news waves. That's like huge.
That is huge.
5,000 children under the government's care.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's the sad part.
Yeah, absolutely. The propaganda is real, though. Like, we only get, as far as from our mainstream media anyway, if we don't search for news, or if we don't look at it a different perspective or try to find a different outlet, we're not going to see it. We're not going to see it. It's all, the same news stations are all connected to this conglomerate that just owns everything, and they will make sure that they want these people to, us to see these certain stories and nothing else.
Yeah.
And that's why YouTube was such a great thing when it came out. It gave people a voice. Look at like Joe Rogan,
100%.
Russell Brand. Russell Brand is one of the greatest places I think you can get news right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's super unbiased, and he just puts the information out there for you to deal with it. That's all.
Right.
But YouTube put that platform out there for people, and then other websites followed. But for people to speak above the media and get their word out there without the media's help and without their censorship. So
we love you.
But
YouTube.
now we're getting to a point where, like, Instagram the other week or two ago, they erased my account. I don't know why.
What?
Yeah, you want to talk about that for a second? Because I was going to ask you about that. That's some crazy shit. Because I'm thinking, what is this dude actually posting? Like, I see people that post so much worse shit on IG, and they still got an account. So
I was just going through the stories, like the search in the stories, and it was some girl ass at the camera, crotch in a bikini, and I'm like, oh yeah, but I got erased for whatever reason. I don't know.
What'd you post?
I post a lot of corrupt conservation type stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, nothing.
I mean, there's people that post corrupt, stuff. I guess if you're just going against what the media wants you to, that's what it's about. If you go against what the media is trying to tell us, or if you say something positive about Trump, right? Or if you say, let's go, Brandon, or if you say anything that can possibly be the truth or lead to the truth, they're going to shut you down and they're going to block it. But I just didn't think, I was just confused because I was, thinking you out of all people, I don't know what the problem would be. My ass shot in bikini, picture was fine. They let me post it.
Right. And I'm not quite sure what I did. And they didn't give me an email. They didn't give me a warning. I just tried to log on the morning of, and it just didn't, it said it didn't exist. And then somebody said, you've been disabled, go to this website and apply, and they'll lift the disable. And I went to apply, and it said that my account didn't exist. But if you searched it up, I believe on my Instagram right now, it's which is now called Jungle Justin's Wildlife Backup. If you go there, I've got a video that says canceled. You can see my account.
Okay.
So when you searched it, that's what you could see, which was like my picture, my little bio. It didn't tell you how many people were following me. It didn't show you any of my videos, but it just had that. And then a couple hours after that, it was gone completely. So it was really weird.
That is weird.
I've tried to apply. It won't let me even try. So I think Jungle Justin's Wildlife Backup might now be my main account. It was a backup at first, but now I think I'm stuck with it. And I can't get my name back either. Jungle Justin's Wildlife. It says it's taken.
Man.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's nuts. These social media outlets are just doing too much. They're doing too much, ladies and gentlemen.
Insane. I mean,
So
you watched Social Dilemma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I did,
Netflix?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good stuff on Netflix, actually.
For sure.
I'm really liking the programming on Netflix. But it was really, really weird, man. And I hit that Dave Chappelle video. So it's a Dave Chappelle video that I made up. I found an interview of him talking about a nature documentary.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and found that nature documentary, and I pieced the two together so that he's narrating the documentary.
Oh, how funny.
And the whole thing is, it's called a salt trap, and it's about a baboon, how to trap a baboon to find water.
Okay.
So a bushman, he sticks some stuff in this little hole in a termite mound, and the baboon sees him doing it. He walks off. He waits for the baboon. The baboon goes to find out what he put in there. When he puts his hand in and makes a fist, his hand's too big. He can't get it out. So he gets stuck. The bushman traps him and gives him salt. Baboons love salt. And it makes him really thirsty. After he's given him all the salt he wants, he lets him go and follows him to the water.
Smart.
So
yeah, that's crazy.
In Dave Chappelle's side of that, why he was telling that story was because he was saying that he was the baboon that let go of the salt and got away. Because he dropped $50 million on the table and walked away, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And he disappeared from Hollywood for a little while.
Yeah.
A lot of people got a different perspective. It was either just a really cool nature video or it was something else to them, right?
Yeah.
It hit 4.6 million views.
Wow.
Yeah. My account started really taking off. I started getting, I think I gained, it was a couple hundred followers in a couple of days there.
Wow.
All my other videos started going up in views, and I posted something about the WWF. It was a Vice documentary that I found.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually on my Facebook page. If you guys want to scroll through the newsfeed somewhere on Facebook, it's at Jungle Justin's Wildlife. There's a link to the video, and it's a Vice video about the WWF and their control of land. That's that whole corrupt conservation thing that I'm always talking about.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel like what they're doing is conservation. I feel like it's just taking control of land. It's they're removing humans from nature is what they're doing. So, and that's not how it works. Conservation is repairing Earth.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to rid Earth of humans or something. They want to take over 50% of the Earth's surface for conservation with no humans on 50% of the Earth's surface.
Wow.
In the name of conservation.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, removing humans from nature is going to cause nature to collapse. We are nature. We came from nature. Nature is us. We are nature. If you take one of those things out of the big machine, one of those wheels, which we are one of those wheels, then the whole thing collapses. If you look at several different communes that have come and gone, good and bad, and they go out and they buy this big piece of land and they all move in there and they start working the land. When they bought the land, it's like a dead dead earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all those people working together, they repair the earth. They start growing food for themselves. They bring back nature, comes back to the area.
Yeah.
My opinion, we're here to heal the earth and then move on to the next dead spot, and then heal the earth and then move on to the next dead spot. I feel like that is really humans' purpose.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And conservation should be about healing the earth, not removing the people.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're doing, they're not taking any responsibility, obviously. They've released a bunch of statements in the documentary. It explains it all. But there's been people killed. There's been people beaten, tortured, houses burned to the ground, houses demolished in India with elephants while people are still in the huts. And majority of these people that are killed are labeled as poachers.
Oh, but
because
they're not.
Because it's the eco guard that is killing them.
Wow.
So there's a lot of shady business going on. And it's really not talked about because we're all worried about Brandon winning the race and all of that kind of stuff, right?
Good point. Yeah.
Right. You're totally right.
And so, I mean, it's a big part of everything, I feel. If you look at the history of that organization, Prince Philip was the founder of the Panda organization. So that should tell you enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
It does.
Yes, it does.
A lot of the founders, you can find pictures of them holding up dead tigers, dead endangered animals long before they started that organization. To me, it was nothing more than a power grab and another way to colonize land for them.
Wow, there's so much going on.
That was legit,
There
right?
really is.
We just don't know about. Like I knew some of this stuff. Nikki P knew some of this stuff, but we didn't know how deep it really gets. Like you dedicated your life basically to this stuff, and you were dropping gems right now, bro.
Yeah.
And it's really not talked about. I mean, I've searched YouTube, I've searched all of the internet looking for more information to see what I can find.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to find anything on it. Mind you, companies like the WWF, they do spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on Google ads and Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And the other day I was checking through my Instagram and I got a notification that somebody went live. I clicked it and it was the WWF. Apparently I was following them.
Oh, damn.
I didn't know I was following them.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I have a post that specifically says, "Nice try," because they tried to suggest it to me.
Yeah.
I was like, "Nice try. I'm not that guy."
Yeah. Well, see, that's why the IG and the Facebook is, the most corrupt out of them all. I mean, I'm thinking as you were talking about the Dave Chappelle clip, because I know that every time I checked it out or checked you out or checked your story out, it was like another million. I was like, what is going on?
I was going nuts.
That was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that your account getting shut down or taken down has something to do with Dave Chappelle? The fact that you even mentioned him, because he was
like, a really hot topic.
Yeah, the controversy down here in the States. Wild. That's
actually, because we're live and we're public and we're on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna thank Dave Chappelle personally, because he was a big part of why that video went so viral.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that was awesome because I didn't even know he was coming out with a special when I made that video. I just saw the interview and I thought it was pretty profound story. And it was a cool little nature info.
Yeah.
And it would fit perfect on my page for my content. So I put it all together and then he put out a special like 2 weeks after. And it just went boom. And my account started going nuts. So thank you, Dave Chappelle.
Hey, that was perfect timing.
Amazing.
Perfect timing. He's actually going to be a guest next week, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
Make sure you guys check that out. So if there's one, way that you can recommend people to even get involved or help the cause or whatever, what was the first thing that you would tell people or recommend?
So first off, I'm going to recommend joining the Jungle Squad. That's a big thing that helps real conservation. Like I said, we find frontline conservation projects. Now with this COVID thing hitting, I've turned it into we're doing frontline conservation and community projects. Because there's a lot of communities out there right now, especially in Africa, India, places like that are being ravaged by COVID, and then the whole, not just the disease, but the mental state of everybody, as well as here in North America, we're all hurting as well. But we all know we've got it pretty good compared to the rest of the world. So whatever we can do to help communities. Another thing would be is if you guys ever hear of a great project, email it to me, send it to me, text it to me. I don't care how you get it to me. Get it to me. We'll do some research. We'll check them out. And if they're a good cause, we will help them out with the money we raise. Like I said, if everybody chips in $1 a month, if we have 10,000 people on that page, that's $10,000 a month can go to this cause. And then $10,000 the next month can go to that cause. And we can slowly get these projects that actually make a difference on their feet. Because a lot of them are just not even on their feet before they got started.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. Okay.
I love it. I think it's amazing.
Another thing to do that's not so plugging myself is do your research. Check them out. Know what they're about. I always say follow the money. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't just say, oh, they spend 80% of the money raised on wildlife projects. Look into what those wildlife projects entail, because percentage of that 80% is advertising those projects. So some of that 80% is going to Facebook, which does nothing for conservation. Some of that money is going to Google, which does nothing for conservation. Where like us, we're all word of mouth. We spread the word like this with great people like yourselves, and people join up, and we don't spend money on Facebook advertising. I refuse to spend the animals' money on Mark Zuckerberg. Sorry.
No, yeah, right. Absolutely
I don't blame you.
Not. Well, listen, man, we are just about out of time. I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. Definitely.
I appreciate you guys having me. Every time I come on, it's a little bit more of a spreading the word for what we're doing. So I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. You're welcome back anytime. You know that already. And one more time, just let people know where they can find you as far as like your social media and whatnot. Like, do you have what is it called? Telegram and Rumble and all that, or no?
We do have a Rumble. That's where all of my full videos that I've done. I've done a couple, like me and the kids out in the swamp catching snapping turtles, doing some stuff, teaching people how to pick up turtles if they find them on the road, just little things like that. I haven't gotten in any big productions yet. I've had a couple offers, but I didn't like where they wanted to go with it. So I just kind of keep doing my own thing. Rumble is on there. If you guys go to Linktree/TheRealJungleJustin, there's actually every single link of mine on there. Also, right now, this link is on there for people who want to click it again just to watch it.
Awesome.
As well as my Facebook is on there. But if you're looking for me, it is at the Jungle Squad for any Jungle Squad social media. As for myself personally, it's at Jungle Justin's Wildlife, unless it's Instagram, and then it's at Jungle Justin's Wildlife backup right now.
There you go.
Got it.
Yeah.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The
Sign
one, the
up
only.
and tune in.
Absolutely.
No,
Jungle Justin in the building.
Woo.
Yes, thanks so much. And again,
Thank
you are
you.
welcome anytime.
No worries. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. Good luck with everything.
Have a good weekend. Oh.
Nikki P, that was Jungle
Amazing.
Justin. Yeah, amazing, right? I told you,
I
I knew it was
love
going
it.
to be amazing. He is an amazing guy. He definitely knows his shit, and I mean, he really knows his shit. But
Oh, yeah.
his passion behind what he's doing is incredible. You know what I mean? And that's
And
why,
can definitely be seen.
yes, 100%. That's why we support him, and we will continue to support him, and we definitely recommend that you guys support him as well. Nikki P,
Yeah,
we
indeed.
ran out of time. That's the end of the
Perfect
show.
timing.
Make sure to check us out on Podbean. Remember, follow us on IG at Mixture of Variety, because that way you will see what time we're going live on Podbean and what we're talking about. That is our audio show podcast.
And our
We're
beautiful
here.
faces.
Yes, absolutely. And we are here every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for the live stream. And I think we said it all. I think we did it all, Nikki P.
I
say
it.
we end it. Everybody have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
We'll
We
see you
love
next time. Love you.
Peace.
Deuces.